Okay. Yes! Ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Back at it again. Back at it like a crack at it. Drunk Tours podcast in the building. It's your boy Yates from Atlanta, aka Wakanda.
And I'm your other host, Jarrell from PDX. You already know.
Hey, that's where we at with it today.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out PDX, man.
Shout out to the town.
What
But
we talking
yeah,
about, man?
today, man, it's a question that, everyone should be asking themselves just because, you got to think, tomorrow's not promised. So let's say, hypothetically, you was given 1 year to live from today. Like, how would you spend, like, the rest of your days?
I know for a fact it's over with after 365
Yeah,
days.
like it's like the exact time, the exact day, ain't no getting around it.
Gotcha. So,
But you're still healthy though. Obviously, the
Right.
possibility of this being obviously.
so it's
outrageous,
not
but-
like something where they're like, it's a diamond, like, oh, you might die. And
Nah, you
like,
gonna die. You
no
gonna
way,
die.
your brain gonna set down.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like it's almost like you a computer and they finna turn you off. You know what I mean? But you ain't sick. You ain't got cancer. No, so
Ain't
you
gonna
still
hold
got
you.
your health and your.
I'm doing all the drugs. I ain't never even thought about possibly like them last 10. Well, I'm gonna try crack, bro. I'm gonna
He's
see
out
what
of
the boy
try
talking
crack.
about.
Hey, let me see what the hype is all
You
about,
got me to
man.
lose and then boy, like what? Oh, my teeth might fall out.
Yeah.
I'm gone, man. Picture that was a joke. Oh my god, my life would be horrible. But nah, like if I got a year, I'm
Give us a rollout, like
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. Like you just found out about it, like they just.
First
like,
and foremost, I'm gonna really want to make sure I set shit up for my family.
That's
Everybody around. I'm gonna make
That's
sure
real.
they gonna be able. I'm gonna first off figure out how can this be a benefit to everybody around me. Well, like when I go, it be an actual blessing to my family and my girl and my everybody. I'm gonna make sure that financially that shit's set up. So I'm like, cool. When I croak, y'all good money. After that, I'm gonna want to have great experiences with my family and friends. I'm gonna go and try to make sure I can spend a lot of quality time, not just time, but super quality, like, and make real life experiences and memories with the people I love. Then I'm gonna need some time for some bullshit. Like I'm gonna need some time.
some
like-
unprotected sex.
Oh man,
yeah.
for sure. Like, I just straight up tell my wife like, listen, I'm getting out of here. Like, I know you understand this. Like, come on, like, you come with me, support me. I'm down, baby. I'm down. I'm gone, man. Come on now. I need a couple more bodies. A couple more. But I mean, more than anything, it would just be having fun. Like, more than just. I mean, I probably would want that, but I don't know what. It's funny because I don't really know what I want. If I really knew I was about to die, I'd probably be over that. 'Cause
Right.
I done did that.
Right.
So I'll probably be over that for real.
You probably really just try to do things that you really actually haven't done before.
Nah, for real. Like I be trying to all the shit that's like you got a 20% chance of surviving this. I'd probably be doing all that like all the time. Just like I'm gonna just live it up. You know what I mean? I wanna go volcano.
Why do you think people don't live like that now?
Cause it's
It's too consequential.
Yeah, it's like. And the consequence is gonna be fast. Like
I try to crack. I'm on it now. don't try that shit if you ain't get ready to die. Cause your ass gonna
Like,
wish you
damn.
died after you get addicted to that shit.
Like, man, that was fast. I got hooked quick, man. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the reality of everything, Like, we was talking about it on the last podcast when we were talking about, like, me sitting on the edge of the cliff. It's like, that's cool, and the rewards are immediate, too, but the consequence, like, if I would have failed, like, it's over with. I can't.
Right.
You ain't surviving. So it's like, is it worth it always?
Just imagine how many more experiences people will have in life. It's literally like every year, like you thought you was gonna die like that. Like how many more experiences and how many more people you would probably meet like in your lifetime.
What's funny is that we think we live long lives now because we don't.
Right.
Like at all. Like in Stoic philosophy, they be talking about how like one of man's issues is like we feel like we live a long life, when in all like we never like if we let's say for instance we're watching some ants, right? And let's say ants were born and die on the same day, right? And this ant, both of these ants were born at 8 o'clock. One died at 10 o'clock in the morning. One died at 12.
Right.
You wouldn't look at the one who died at 12 like, oh, well, he lived a long life and he didn't. He be like, they fucking ants. Neither one lived a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So like we live on average between 60 up to about around 80 years. That's not a long time.
Right.
But we be like, all right, I'm really gonna live it up once I turn 60 and retire, or 50, or once I get married and I have all my finances in order, then I'll go experience. It's like, nah, you gotta do this shit now. Life is short. It could be over like that.
Right.
You know, so
That's real.
I don't know. What would you do 1 year? They say you got 365. What you doing?
Well, first, after I fell into a deep depression for probably the first
You gonna
3
be
months,
depressed?
I would be.
I feel like it would pipe me up. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I'm like, here's a confession.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrified of dying.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Have you almost died before?
No.
No, see, that's different then.
Well, I mean, in the sense of like me, it ain't like somebody pulled a gun and, you know what I mean, and it jammed or something. But, you know, I've been in some car accidents where I was like, oh, like I've been in some like, I don't know, like to me that's close. But I never had like a real near-death experience. But I think it's more so for me, I think it's just the unknown.
Gotcha.
I think it's just the fact that like I don't know, like when I'm like getting ready to go to bed and I start thinking about it, like I put myself in like a full-blown panic attack. Like,
That's not funny.
I know that shit. It's funny, but
it's
it's like, but I really put myself in like a full-blown panic attack. Like my heart starts beating super fast.
I was
like,
just talking to somebody about
I just start like, I don't know, man. Like I just start putting the pillow over my head.
Fear is nothing but lack of knowledge and lack of experiences.
Yeah, but no, fear of what exactly? Though?
Everything. The only way you can have fear is if you like knowledge or experience in whatever you're afraid of.
I mean, I kind of agree, but disagree because I think fear
Test it. Get anything you can be afraid of.
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights, but I don't think just because I go to heights all the time, don't think it would make me more comfortable around them. Because I've been around heights a lot.
You think if you were around heights 1,000 times, you wouldn't be more comfortable than you were the first time?
Of course, but that doesn't mean
say 10,000.
you'll be a little bit more comfortable, but you're still not gonna enjoy it. It's like, come on, man. If there's a
you don't know that.
Are you gonna if you drop yourself in a tank with a great white shark just by yourself? Is every time it's not gonna be scary?
Well, it depends. If I did it 1,000 times, I assume about 1,000 times I wouldn't be scared no more. That's just real life. I mean, really think about it, because it's just like, all right, every day.
I feel like it would just be like I feel like it would be like torture. Every single time it would be terrible. It's like getting a tattoo. Every single time it hurt.
The easiest way to die in the U.S. is driving a car.
Of course.
Easy way to die is driving a car. You never worry about dying in your car. Why? Because you drive your car all the time.
Who don't worry about dying in their car? I just told you that story. Nigga just fell out and hit the fucking wall. Nigga,
see, and you had an experience where a nigga got hurt. You like, holy shit, you get hurt. That's my point. It's like the more knowledge or experience you have in whatever thing, you can't be afraid of it.
Right.
Like it's just like movies. You never scared. You're never as afraid of the monster they show you as the monster that
it's in your head.
You hear the steps, you hear the noise, you know it's under the bed. That be the shit we scared.
My thing is, death is one of those things that you can't face. That's why you can't stand up to death, because the only time you stand up to death is when you really die. You know what I'm saying? Which is why people put in those Bible stories like, oh man, it's gonna be peace and love after, because otherwise niggas be like, nigga, I'm dying.
I'm not going.
And it's like, for me, my thing is like, just we talking right now. Like sometimes I randomly think like, oh my god, I'm 33. I was just 12, and I'm just like, oh shit, like
like
nigga, getting older, and it's just blowing by, and it's just like, and you think about, okay, I died, like life's gonna keep going and going and going. What about me? Like, what? It's just crazy to think about. But you know, I mean, that's a topic for another.
No, let's stay on this topic. This is a good topic. This is the thing. You're literally born to die.
Of course.
Like
it's like a sick joke.
Literally right now, you're already dying.
I know, it's a sick joke.
It's just a long, stretched out death. And it's like you stressing about the end of this love. You already going through it. It's like somebody who falling and like they so afraid of hitting the ground, they just like they fighting to catch themselves, but you know they gonna fall. Like,
but my thing is, I mean, I like that analogy, but it's like at the same time, I'm not fighting death though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I would say the fear of it is like fighting, because it's like once you embrace it, it's like once there's no more fear of it, you can enjoy life more. Because now it's like,
can you?
Yeah.
Or is it opposite?
No, I think
if you fear, you enjoy it a little bit more, because each moment you're a lot more present.
Well, Maybe.
Cause I like to think like, I don't know, like sometimes I'll just be kicking it with like a girl I like or something, and I'll be chilling with her, and like it might be somebody I really enjoyed this time with, and she might be like, I might be going out of town and leaving, or I might be in a place where she don't live, or she might be just going home for the night or going to work, and then sometimes I just have these moments where I'm just like looking at them, and then they just don't really know, but I just be looking like, and I be looking like damn, like this could be my last time seeing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then you just think about shit like that, and it's just like every single day though. It's like you just like, so it's like I feel like you can appreciate it more, but at the same time it can rob you of it because you thinking too far ahead. It's like the Power of Now book and shit. It's like, you're creating this spectrum of something that doesn't even exist or something in your mind, and you're overlooking what's happening really in front of you, so you're not really enjoying what's happening because you're so focused on like the end game that you can't even enjoy the game like itself, like, you know what I mean?
I remember this. I was reading this this Stoic philosopher was talking. I'm trying to remember who it was, but anyway, he was saying he was talking about death, and he was saying it's two type of people. Like there's the one who goes at death heroically and willingly, and they only experience death once, and it's the person who fights it, and they experience death 1,000 times. Cause that whole time you afraid, like let's say we both going to the guillotine or whatever, and you like, it's like, hey, it's basically like this. If we both go to prison, and it's like, hey, it's the death sentence. So in 3 years, we're gonna execute you. Right. If you just live in that future,
it's like you die like 1,000 times because you keep every day you thinking about it multiple times, like them shocking the shit out of you.
Exactly.
So you're like, damn, my mind I done got killed 80 times already.
But when you can accept, like, I understand this is my future, you can appreciate your present now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's like, hey, it ain't today. So that's how I live. Like, it's like, look, I know I'm gonna die. I done been in a hell of a situation where I know for a fact, no question about it, I am supposed to be dead. Like, I am so confident in that I don't fear death, because it's just like, bro, whenever it's supposed to come, it's gonna come.
Of course. I mean, it can happen just like that. Like,
exactly.
Like I say, death's half a step away, so it's like, you know, you don't know, but that's what makes this motherfucker scary.
Is it scary, or is it like this dope, like I look at it like this dope rush. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's like, if you don't, when you at the top of that precipice and you about to drop, and that one moment where you like, well, what if this shit just go out the rails? And then it drop without that fear of like, what if my seatbelt come off, or what if, like, without that fear, you ain't even gonna enjoy the ride for real. It's just like sitting on the bus. The difference is the fear. Like, you need that adrenaline rush of what if. That makes the ride worth riding.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I agree with that, but I don't think it makes it no easier.
Well, I think the only thing that doesn't make it easier is not accepting
that's what it is.
This is the ride. No matter how the ride goes, this is
right. And I feel like it's like you said, it's like nah, this ain't right, because that's how I look at. Nah, man, this ain't right. This ain't right. Who did this to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes I be having these little moments. I'm like, who the fuck put me here? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck sick joke? Who the fuck joke was to put me here?
How do you talk yourself down from that space?
What, from thinking about dying?
When you like, who put me here? Where is this going? What is like you in that space? Let's forget we on Drunk to His podcast and we in Jarrell bedroom in his mind. We can hear your thoughts. You laying in bed, your cat in there, and you like, fuck, like you starting to go down this rabbit hole of thoughts that are like saying, what the fuck? How do you come back to your baseline? I'm interested in this.
I think, obviously after a couple of deep breaths, I just kind of just start trying to calm down and just really think, okay, like, I don't know, like I start thinking like about things that I did that I enjoy in life, and I start thinking about memories that are enjoyable, and it just makes me think like, like just how fulfilling my life's been and stuff, and to think that, like not to think that like death is right there, to just think like, you know what I'm saying, that I got plenty more experiences and memories to create. So like, not to get stuck in like this, like I said, focus on the end game and just think about, it's like you're playing a good video game. It's like, you're like, damn, this shit's so fun, this shit's fire, and it's going to end. You're like, damn, I don't want to beat it because I ain't going to have nothing else to play. So you kind of like, And then it's kind of like that, and it's kind of like a fuck it. Let me just, like you said, kind of just let me just live within this moment and be present and just try to just focus on the things I enjoy. I think that's another reason why, you know, I feel like companionship is big for me because I feel like, you know, I feel like a woman for me, I feel like is a part cure for something like that. Just because I think of like, you know, it's like I have somebody to go into the darkness with in a sense. Like, you know what I mean? I got like a woman that's next to me that I can grow old with and actually share these like, you know, things with and really be like, you know, like to know like, you know, that I'm not alone, obviously. Obviously no one's dying alone. I mean, everybody's dying alone, but not obviously not everybody's not gonna die. Like everybody's gonna die of me. So it's like, you know, so to know that obviously you're gonna die too, and then to, you know, like be with somebody who has like a different perspective of it and just know that you're with somebody that, you know, that makes you feel comfortable and like at peace to where it's like, you know, like, you know, if I had a family and I had a wife, you know what I'm saying? Like I might look at it different. I might look like, you know, you know, you think about I'm leaving my family behind, you know, you thinking about, you know, the presence of them just, you know, that you're growing old with and stuff. You know, so I don't know.
Even listening to you say that, it's making me think back to the original question of like, you got 1 year left to do. I mean, 1 year left to live. Like, what are you doing? And like being realistic, like of course my instinct is like, oh, I'm gonna fuck these bitches, you know, just because you know.
But that's like kind of the beginning stuff though. Like when it comes down to that final hour, you definitely not gonna be thinking about no bitches. You know what I mean?
Even at the beginning, like when I actually sit down and think about it, like as I'm listening to you, like I don't even know if I want to. Like I really would want to spend all the time with my girl. Like I really love my girl, and it's like it's something about having somebody who you could really be yourself with. I know I always talk about like this idea of masks and how we always wear these masks for different situations and how like to some degree they're necessary for survival, but it's like when you can be vulnerable and really take the mask off and really be you, like you can't put a price on that because it develops another level of trust, and it's just like, you know, that's something worth dying for. That's something worth living for, you know, and being able to really be seen and see others. You know what I mean? And be vulnerable in being yourself. Like, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. But talking yourself down, I like how you originally say, like, first thing you do, you take some deep breaths. Because you got to calm that brain. Your mind going to start going crazy. You got to, you know, which is meditation, basically. You know, you start meditating to a degree. Like you
and I cuddle my cat.
Hey, that's smart.
Just because I'm like, because I get into those modes, I start thinking about all that, and I'll just be like, and I don't know. It's like I just like it's like a you know.
It allows you to step outside of yourself.
Yeah, and I just think like I don't know. It's like a comfortability thing. I'm just like it's like I'm Diane Chester, but you know what I'm saying, like me and you in this like like you pet my cat, like you know what I'm saying, like nigga, you gonna remember me, right?
Nope. That nigga, he probably never got the tune.
Nah, for real though. Like animal, like nigga, I just be looking at it and I just be like, that's why like animals and certain things just you know they just live. They don't think like about living, and I feel like that's kind of something you can kind of learn from. Is just like it's like that ignorance to the fact that you're gonna die. You know, just kind of turn the blind eye. Like I know I'm gonna die, so there's no point in thinking about it. You know what I mean? So let me just.
There's no point to keep dying. Before your actual death. Like you so stuck in this moment that's in the future that you living in that moment constantly and torturing yourself. Like it's kind of like I feel like that's a cheat code to life of like. Being able to like not live either in the past or the future, because some people are tortured by their past, and they can't step out of it, and they like constantly reliving it.
I be still fighting my past. I feel like it's just things that I did, or I'm just like, damn, like I miss my destiny and shit. Like sometimes I be feeling like that, but I know after I cried 1,000 tears of depression and stuff, and knowing I'm gonna die, I think at that point I would probably just start. Like as we talking as of right now, I don't have no kids, I don't have no family. Like I would probably just start working on my own funeral. Like
that's hard.
Like I would probably start like
that's hard.
Like putting together my own eulogy.
That's hard.
Like I would probably write an autobiography. Cause I always say if I don't have kids, and I always say if I don't have kids by the time I'm like 40 or something like that, and I start getting to the point where I feel like I'm not gonna have children, I said I'm gonna write like a book, an autobiography, just because I'm like, not even necessarily an autobiography, but kind of autobiography mixed with just like just like just a book of just
I
you know
got you.
ethics. Just because I'm like I don't have somebody to leave it behind. Like I don't have a seed to leave like my information. So I'm
Right.
like okay. This book will be like my seeds, or anybody reads this, it'll be like my sons, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably work on doing that. Like I said, doing the eulogy. I would go crazy, like I would trick, like
For sure.
I like.
You might as well.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
nah.
I'm like, I ain't never bought pussy, so I'm gonna try it out
Well,
for the
let's go
first
back,
time.
let's go back, let's go
and
back
then
to
I'll probably
your-
try to spend time with my family and towards the end, like that sunset. Like I'm gonna want to spend it with like a woman who actually got my heart probably, and actually want to like be with like people, you know, my closest people, and really like spend them last seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to your funeral, since you said you were planning your eulogy and funeral and all
Yeah.
that, what would you do for that?
Well,
What's the first thing that popped in your head when you said it? Like, I'm gonna plan my funeral. I know immediately your brain was like, all right, I'm gonna do this.
I think organize like my art and just like my accolades first, you know what I mean? So I would probably put together like, you know, skate videos I had when I was a kid, football highlights, track highlights, like, you know, pictures.
I want
like,
y'all to remember, I was one of them niggas.
yeah, right, for real. All
That'd be
that
tough.
stuff, my baby pictures, so you can see how cute I was, all that
That'd be tough.
shit.
That'd be
You know
tough.
what I mean? Like I'll probably put all that together first. You know what I'm saying? Just so there's like a body of work just to
It started off like, if you're watching
Drunk
this,
Tours
I'm dead.
podcast, you know what I'm saying? That's
Come
another
on,
reason
man.
I like doing this podcast too,
Yeah.
because like I feel like that's one of those things. It's like, you know, you're going towards, you know, obviously
Mm-hmm.
we all going to the upper room, so it's like makes you feel a little bit better that you know you leaving something like
Mm-hmm.
you know you think about like when Nip died and just like all these people who die and stuff, and you go back and you can find like snippets of just you know words and things
Right.
and them expressing their feelings of just rawness and stuff. So I feel like you know like shooting something like the podcast would be something I'd want to keep doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be like something I'd want to continue to like so people can actually feel me after I pass, so they can
Right.
actually like feel that energy I left behind. So I feel like I would work on my legacy in the end, and then obviously just recording the last few experiences, the things that I always wanted to do. You know?
It'd be funny. I feel like if you had like a vlog and you dying, like you be like shit, and you be like, damn, I don't got a lot of time left. Look at me wasting time and shit. This is crazy. Like,
Right,
just
right.
goofy shit.
That would be a crazy ass TikToker live to really like if you really had somebody following for like their last 365. That shit would be like the
That's
most
what I would
watched
do.
shit. That should be like Truman Show.
Yeah.
That would be crazy though. You pay some cameraman like, hey man, follow me as I just turn the fuck up, nigga.
No,
you finna see a nigga live like you ain't never lived
Nah, for
before.
sure.
Like I'm in the video like, hey man, it's a random dude in the street. I'm about to smoke crack with him. You
For real. For real.
Yeah. He
Like,
said
why
he been
not,
smoking
man?
crack for 20 years and he
Man.
finna show me what he love about it most.
Nah, for
You know?
real. and talking to him, having some real life, like I done learned some valuable lessons for some things. Like they can put you onto some game, man.
Right,
Which
nah.
is like, man, hey, choices. I had one crackhead was like, man, I never thought I'd be a crackhead. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Right, yeah. It's not like
He's
something
like-
that you foresee. Like you don't like I foresee me being on the streets being fucked up. Like most people probably don't foresee that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that happens quick. But yeah.
Choices, man.
Yeah.
Choices. What choices you gonna make? Are they gonna be different if you dying? So, and that brings me back to this idea of having certain principles and standards and morals you live by and you die by. Because like I feel like we saying what all we do, and obviously we would because there's urgency behind it. But you shouldn't change too much. Like I don't feel like I honestly, all of that being said, I wouldn't be a drastically different person
Nah,
if I knew.
not really.
I would just be more. I would be more rapid on the rate that I'm gaining.
But
these
you're definitely going to
experiences.
take time to really. There's definitely going to be a
For
good
sure.
amount of time where there's going to be some deep thinking going
For
on,
sure.
like some heavy meditation.
For sure.
Just because at first it's going to digest all that, and then like you said, after that it's really going to come like a rapid plan of action. Like,
For
all right,
sure.
now now that I done came to a
I've
realization, I
accepted
accepted this.
We moving.
The fuck out my way, Stanley. Yeah, you know what I
Either
mean?
you're with me or you're watching me. Either
Right,
way, we're
right.
moving, man. You know,
Real.
that's life, man. Life is nothing but action and
Yeah.
constant motion and energy.
But shit, I know we about to come up on this limit right here, but yeah, man, Drunk Tours podcast.
What was you doing? You had 1 year left. Drop it in the comments.
Yeah, 1 year left, man. What you gonna do? Who you gonna spend it with? And
If you knew you was about to die in like the next 10 seconds, you jumping off like a cliff. Like if I knew like
I'm just playing.
Bro, that is hilarious, bro. He's like, ah.
I mean, it's either that or fucking, let me call my mom real quick. Hey, like,
I feel like I want to do like some. I would like jump out of plane with no parachute.
like fuck it.
And I'd be like, this shit was amazing.
Like my thing would be like, I don't even know. I'd be like, hey, just send me on top of a rocket to space, nigga, with no return flight. Like,
I feel like I want to do some funny shit.
yeah,
Like some shit that like my family shit gonna be sad as hell, but like they gonna laugh at this shit. Like, well, where he died? This nigga was in a porta potty. Like, what? He was nigga, what? This nigga had a sign like, hey, make sure y'all dead before you move here.
Right.
Shit,
It's
you know
like
what I'm saying?
fucking, you just put yourself in a chair and make yourself look like a scarecrow. You know what I'm saying? Out like a dead fucking Halloween costume or decoration.
Some goofy.
But shit, yeah, man, make sure y'all tap in Truck Tours Podcast. Like and
So,
subscribe, share all that good stuff, man. Make sure y'all go and watch
Sersky.
every episode. We out here moving and grooving.
And tap in on the actual podcast, because we be forgetting to promote that.
Yeah,
We
Apple
on
Music, Spotify.
Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you can hear a podcast, we on that motherfucker. So tap in.
Shout out to the family.
For Showski.